Have you ever faced a moment so final, so absolute, that it felt like a door slamming shut in your face? King Hezekiah knew that feeling. He was a good king, a man who sought to honor God with his whole heart. Yet, the prophet Isaiah came with a devastating message from the Lord. "Set your house in order, for you shall die, you shall not recover." Imagine hearing those words. The end. No more chances, no more sunrises. The finality of it must have been crushing, a weight too heavy for any king to bear. But Hezekiah did something powerful. He did the one thing he had left to do. He turned his face to the wall, away from the expectations of his court and the finality of the prophet's words, and he prayed. This wasn't a formal rehearsed prayer. It was a raw, desperate cry from the depths of his soul. He wept bitterly, reminding God of his faithfulness, of how he had walked before him with a loyal heart, and had done what was good in his sight. He wasn't bargaining, he was laying his heart, his history, and his tears, before the only one who could rewrite his ending. And then, the miracle happened. Before Isaiah had even left the courtyard, the word of the Lord came to him again. God had heard Hezekiah's prayer. He had seen his tears. The message was reversed. God promised to heal Hezekiah and add 15 years to his life. To prove his promise, the shadow on the sundial moved backward 10 steps. Time itself bent to the will of the Creator. Let's travel to Aram and meet Naaman. He was a great man, a valiant soldier, the commander of the king's army, with power, respect, and victory. But beneath the armor, Naaman carried a painful secret. He had leprosy, a burden no wealth or might could cure. Hope came from an unexpected source, a young servant girl, who spoke with faith about the prophet Elisha in Samaria. Naaman journeyed in faith, but Elisha didn't even come out. A messenger brought a simple instruction: go and wash in the Jordan 7 times, and you will be clean. Naaman was furious. This felt beneath him. He expected spectacle, not humility. The Jordan seemed muddy compared to his homeland's rivers. His servants asked, "If the prophet had told you to do some great thing, would you not have done it?" Humbled, Naaman relented. He went down to the Jordan in obedience and dipped himself 7 times. Dip 1, dip 2, dip 3, dip 4, dip 5, dip 6, dip 7. He emerges healed. With each dip, pride fell away. Naaman learned that God's healing often requires obedience, even when it doesn't make sense to us. In Zarephath, a widow and her son faced starvation. Only a handful of flour and a little oil remained, one last meal before death. God sent Elijah with a demanding request. She answered with honest despair. Elijah promised, if she obeyed, the flour would not be used up, and the oil would not run dry until rain returned. She chose faith over fear, and the jars did not fail. Many days they were sustained by God's provision. Then tragedy struck. The widow's son fell ill and stopped breathing. Her faith shook as she cried out to Elijah. Elijah pleaded with the Lord and stretched himself over the child 3 times. "O Lord my God, let this child's life return." The Lord heard, and life returned. He began to breathe again. Elijah said, "See, your son lives." God proved himself not only our daily provider, but the restorer and author of life itself. Her hope was restored, her faith solidified, her understanding transformed. The word of the Lord is truth. These ancient stories echo timeless truths about the nature of our God. In Hezekiah, Naaman, and the widow, we see a pattern: desperation meeting divine intervention. Faith is the key that unlocks the door to his miraculous power. Hezekiah's faith prayed. Naaman's faith obeyed. The widow's faith sacrificed. Each moved beyond understanding and ability, trusting God's power and goodness. So today, on this day, September 30th, 2025, I want to encourage you. Whatever you are facing, a physical ailment, an emotional wound, or a spiritual crisis, the God of Hezekiah, Naaman, and Elijah is your God too. He is the ultimate healer. Come to him with faith. Pray with the passion of Hezekiah. Obey with the humility of Naaman, and trust with the tenacity of the widow. He sees your tears. He hears your prayers. His power to heal body, heart, and soul is as real today as it was then.